I'm going to talk about a person who is guarding the environment with his life. As you can know from the last sentence, it is a he. Yes, he is a guy from my part-time work. His name is Tom. He is a colleague and he is very well read and very well educated. And I think that's why he is so green. He always talks about emissions and sustainability and carbon footprint, something about that. Uh, I think he does a ton of things to protect the environment. For example, he recycles all the time, and he will never ever wear anything that is made of leather. He tries to take as fewer showers as he can, and that is why sometimes he is a little smelly. And he has this garden. It is a sand garden. He only grows succulents because they can save water. And I think his house, yes, he has a house. I think his house is solar powered and his whole house runs on diesel oil. So it usually takes him much longer time to cook anything. One time I think he got stomach ache from the uncooked chicken or cooked chicken. I don't know. He despises people who drives a car because he rides a bike. Every time he looks at me with me in my car. I just feel so ashamed. I don't know why, so I switched to a bicycle a month ago. Somehow when he talks to me, I feel a little scared of him, because he would lecture me about how not green I am, and so that is why I decided maybe Tom is only a work friend, not like a friend, because I can never be friends with him. I'm not that green.
Okay, here is sample 4, and before I say anything, I've got to say it's too long. It comes in at 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Not a realistic sample, but let's have a listen to this anyway.
I'm going to talk about a person who is guarding the environment with his life.
Really?
As you can know from the last
Whoa, wait a second. What? As you can know from the last sentence. As you can tell from the last sentence, or as you can tell from what I just said. Why not say that? Know is the wrong word. It should be tell. As you can tell. And why not change this to from what I just said?
the sentence, it is a he. Yes,
He's a he. Okay, maybe that's why the response is so long. Is this really necessary? As you can tell from the last sentence, he's a he. Is that necessary to say?
he is a guy from my part-time work.
Okay, she got confused here between part-time. We got park.
His name is Tom. He is a colleague and he's
He's a guy from my part-time work. He's a colleague. Is it necessary to repeat it like this?
very well read and very
It's well read. Read. The participle is read. He's very well read and very well educated, not well.
educated, and I think that's why he is so green.
Okay, we've seen other people use green before when talking about the environment. Useful color to know.
He always talks about emissions and sustainability, and
I think this word is sustainability. I think so. She said sustainabilities. No, use it in the singular.
and carbon footprint.
Carbon footprint, great phrase to use when you're talking about the environment. How much carbon you are responsible for. Well, I wouldn't say emitting, but how much carbon you use in your life. Carbon footprint.
Something about that. I think he does a ton of things to protect the environment.
It's so noisy where she is.
For example, he recycles all the time, and he will never ever wear anything
Okay, so she has a problem with the W sound. It always comes out as ver.
that is made of leather. He tries to take as fewer showers as he can, and
Okay, it's as few. When you use as, he tries to take as few showers. Now, did she say and?
showers as he can, and
Oh, I think it's as, not and. That would make more sense. So anyway, when you have the grammatical structure as, and there's an adjective here, we don't use the comparative, we use just the adjective. So as few showers as he can.
as fewer showers as he can, and that is why sometimes he is a little smelly.
Oh my goodness. I hope this is real.
And he has this garden. It is a sand garden. He only grows succulents because
Okay, the word is succulents. Those kinds of plants that you often find in the desert, they don't have leaves really, so they don't need a lot of water. They're called succulents.
they can save water.
No, they don't save water. They require very little water, but plants don't save water. They need water, and this particular kind of plant requires very little water.
And I think his house is
Okay, so we see here she puts this at the end of words like thinker and
he has a house. I think his house is solar powered, and he
his house. Yes, he has a house. Okay. This is a nice phrase. Is solar powered? That's good.
I think his house is solar powered, and his whole house runs on diesel oil.
I'm not sure what she's saying here. Maybe she's saying his whole house runs on diesel oil. I'm guessing here. I don't know. What is she saying?
House runs on diesel oil.
But if he uses diesel, then how is the house solar powered? Okay, I don't know. I don't know what she's saying here. It could be runs on diesel oil. If it is runs on diesel oil, it doesn't make sense if it's solar powered. But I can't really make out what she says.
So it usually takes him much longer time to cook anything.
To cook, you can drop the anything. It takes him a long time to cook, or it takes him much longer to cook.
One time I think he got stomach ache from the
Okay, now stomach aches are countable. So he got a stomach ache.
uncooked
It's not. It's uncooked.
uncooked chicken or cooked chicken.
What is going on here? Why is there no space? Or cook the chicken. Oh my goodness. I understand the uncooked. I don't understand the cook part.
Uncooked chicken or cooked chicken. I don't
know. Undercooked? Maybe she wanted to say undercooked, uncooked, undercooked. I mean, uncooked if you don't cook it at all. Undercooked if you don't cook it well enough, for long enough.
or cooked chicken. I don't know. He despises people who drives a car.
Now she jumps from cooking to him hating people who drive cars, but she uses the word but. Why but? I mean, maybe you could say a further way that he shows his environmental awareness is by despising people who drive cars. But you can't use but because there's no connection between these two ideas.
He despises people who drives a
People who drive, there's no S. Cars.
car because he rides a bike.
It's rides, a bike, not bag. Rides, a bike. But I don't think this is the reason. He despises people who drive cars because he rides a bike. No, many people ride bikes and they don't hate people who drive. He despises people who drive cars because cars emit a lot of fumes, maybe. But this is not the reason.
Every time he looks at me with me in my car.
He looks at me with me. Me with me in my car. He looks at me in my car.
Just feel so ashamed.
It's not ashamed, it's ashamed. Ashamed.
I don't know why, so I switched to a bicycle a month ago.
I switched to a bicycle a month ago. I switched to riding a bicycle a month ago.
A month ago, somehow when he talks to me, I feel a little scared of him because he would lecture me about how not green I am.
Okay, this is 2 minutes here, so she says. Oh, actually, this is already 2 minutes and 4 seconds. This is where she should stop talking. Every time I see him, he lectures me on what? How not green I am. Yeah, okay.
He would lecture me about how not green I am, and so that
is why. Okay.
that is why I decided maybe Tom is only a work friend, not
Man, where is she recording this? In the road? There's a lot of traffic noise there.
like a friend.
Okay, not like a true friend. I mean, friend, it's not wrong, but you need to really stress the first friend. Friend. Or you could say real friend.
Because I can never be friends with him. I'm not that green.
Okay, so like I said, it's over length. Sometimes I had trouble making out the word she said. Sometimes I don't understand the word she said, like cook. Sometimes there's just pronunciation that I'm not sure about. Sometimes there were a couple of things she said that didn't quite make sense. Biggest problem though is it's over length. But hey, this was very original. I don't think she's trying to copy anyone. This is her own idea.